the Lakers do need
Let me
Austin
go off
Reeves.
into the sunset.
I'm generally shocked that you think they should not be very focused on bringing back Reeves.
No.
How?
I don't need a backcourt that has
doesn't
zero,
want to pay Reeves $40 million.
Okay, then you're going to be complaining of enough ball handling, passing.
We have Luka Doncic. We have
That has
enough
not been
ball
enough.
handling.
We just saw last night.
It hasn't been enough with LeBron, Reeves, and
because
Luka.
LeBron's not a match-made fit in this stage of his career as an
Okay,
off-ball player.
regardless
he should have
of
the ball in his hands.
That's not even true. LeBron played off ball last year down the stretch when we barely
And
lost
right now he's not
basketball
shooting
games.
well, and the team quite
exactly.
clearly is
LeBron's just
struggling with
in a
it.
slump right now.
With the not only Luka's decisions, but I think the general cast, you don't have enough ball handling and you don't have enough creation. With that, with Luka alone, he's going to give you a high floor
We have
offensively.
three of
but
the
Luka
most-
needed Kyrie for that team to maximize.
but
itself.
Kyrie at
And then
least
you're-
wasn't a
They
cone.
they needed the defense more. Than
I mean, the
anything.
difference between these two
Reeves
guards is
is
not
a
going to be
cone.
substantial. In the grand scheme of things, it's the supporting cast you put around them, not the shooting guard or the point guard's
The
defense.
thing is,
that's what's going to
we're
matter.
LA. We will have the market for players to want to come play for us.
Yeah, but you also have a 26-year-old that just took a significant leap forward in every single year of his career. He's gotten
100%,
better
and we
fits
should
very well with Luka.
maximize
And with
it
Luka and
and
Reeves, you're going to
trade
lead
him.
offense the next 6 years.
We
trade him
need
on expiring?
somebody to
Trade him on expiring?
No, obviously we trade him before. We need to trade him and get value for him back.
You need to extend him
Obviously,
first.
but what's the what
Nobody's-
team is going to
nobody's
pay
trading for
50
$40 million
M's
Reeves.
for Reeves?
I don't expect him to pay 50, probably 40.
Nobody's
Okay,
trading for
40
$40
M's.
bro.
So we'll see. I know.
Would you rather
We'll
have
see what happens
OG
this offseason.
Anunoby or would you rather have Austin Reeves?
The
Depends on
Lakers
the
don't have
team.
that option.
I'm asking you a question.
The
Depends on
Lakers
the
won't
team.
have
Contract related, who would you
Depends
rather
on the
have?
team.
Contract
Half the teams are
related.
going with
It is
OG, the
team
other half
dependent.
If
are
you're
going
the
with
Portland Trailblazers, would you rather have OG Anunoby or
Austin
would you
Reeves.
rather? That is nonsense.
Yeah, they need an Austin Reeves shot
turn
creator.
his
They don't need
palm.
another wing defender.
But who's
Elite level
better?
three wing
Who's
defender.
better and more
Who's the better player?
complimentary?
Who's more complimentary? OG Anunoby. Who's a better player? I'd probably lean with Austin Reeves.
Why? Because he can dribble very cool and
Well,
get
Reeves
to
is
the
going to be an
basket.
all-star,
No,
to be
he's-
fair.
Austin Reeves is
Yo, what the?
one of the premier
I
supers
love
playmakers
Reeves
as
with my heart and my soul.
Clearly not.
If it's
This
not
is
getting a
crazy.
bucket,
No, John. He's averaging
He can pass
27,
too.
6, and 5. He's getting $40 million.
he's gonna get
I
paid.
agree. That's
Deservedly
not
that's,
fair.
so.
Probably
no,
40.
that's the minimum. Like,
He's
he
gonna
might
get paid and
more.
deservedly
We'll see.
so. If we overly pay him,
Good thing the market is
who
gonna
are
be
we
crazy.
getting back for him?
But to be fair, though, like, I think, let's say Reeves wasn't on this team. Let's say you guys did a 1-for-1 trade. OG Anunoby goes to the Lakers. They still are whack.
We're pieces away.
Even with OG and
100%.
Luka.
Need a
I
five.
agree.
They don't have, like, a center. They don't have a point guard. And
Okay,
with LeBron retiring, they don't have
They
nothing.
have a point guard. Luka.
But out, like, another secondary ball handler.
Okay, listen. Here, newsflash: Lakers are far away. We know this.
Yeah.
It's true.
They need way more.
Reeves and Luka together
Awesome.
is really awesome offensively without a shadow of a doubt. The difference between Luka and Kyrie Irving is that Kyrie Irving can play somewhat defense.
What about
Reeves
Luka
and
and
Luka.
Brunson?
in the grand scheme.
Brunson, what did they accomplish
Brunson
together?
wasn't a
They
25
made a
point per game.
conference
Well,
finals.
They made
He
a
averaged
conference
16.
final. He averaged 16 fair.
was their
They
second
played
leading
no
scorer.
defense and they lost in 5 games.
They were a good defense in that run.
It's the defense.
It's the supporting
They
cast.
had
you
great
put
supporting
along.
cast. Yes, nevertheless.
It's not because Kyrie's
the
a slightly
supporting
better
cast
defender
great
than Reeves.
in
That's
theory,
not the reason why.
It was great statistically. That supporting cast was okay.
No, I know that supporting cast was mid as hell.
Honestly,
But
Phoenix just fucking choked
I
like
think
dogs.
that
Solid
the
point.
supporting cast around Reeves and Luka is what's going to matter the most. Like I don't
100%.
think that you can just let 27 walk
The
out
Lakers are a 7 points better per 100 when those two are on the floor. It's the 83rd percentile. We've seen when they're on the floor together, this offense is going to be elite. But ultimately, most guards and most elite level offensive players at point guard and shooting guard are not going to be good defensively.
Not
You
that
have to
size.
take-
Like, for example,
you
you
have to take
mentioned-
what you can get.
Not
You
at
just
that
developed
size.
an all-star, arguably an all-NBA
Like,
caliber guard.
You
You
can't.
are
No. We're being no. You're letting him off the hook. Reeves is 6'5". 6'5" guards in the league are not as bad as he is defensively. Stephon Castle isn't bad. De'Aaron Fox isn't bad. Cade isn't bad. Ant isn't bad. Like, we're talking about high level offensive players, yes, but at that size, you should be at worst average.
Because
He
when
should be
Reeves
better
didn't
defender.
have this responsibility offensively, at best, he was passable.
Yeah,
At best, passable on defense.
we treat him like he's 6'2".
No, yeah. Listen, he should be better.
I'm
Defensively.
laughing a few years ago when Austin Reaves had a smaller role. You were saying his praises defensively.
I
That's why I'm
was.
laughing.
I was because he was the only one that could do anything defensively.
This was year 2.
Bro was
with Austin
locking up
Reaves.
Clay.
But
That
the
shit
thing
don't
is,
But now he's an offensive only kind
Yeah.
of guy, and his
And-
defense is negative.
Yeah.
listen, wings do matter than guards. There's more guards than wings. You have Keontae George averaging 26 in Utah, right? So there's more guards that can do that. But like for the needs of the team, like especially in a post LeBron retiring era where there's nobody else but Luka that can do anything with the basketball, you need somebody else. It's like, yeah, would you rather pay OG 40 million or Reeves 40 million? You know, it is dependent on the team. There's probably more teams that would rather pay OG, but for a team like what we talked about earlier, Minnesota, I'd probably rather pay Reeves. Reeves for Minnesota makes more sense
because
than
they have
OG.
OG
for,
already.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. It's. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
you did, but it's fine.
You can continue.
No, you can go. I
Once
was
you cut
pretty much
somebody
that's
off,
my
it's
fault.
over.
what I said was pretty much what I said. You know, it was done.
I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty easy to build around Luka and Reeves because they simplify the game so much for their teammates offensively that we saw in Dallas. Those players had the smallest offensive roles. Dorian Finney-Smith, even a Dwight Powell. Those players offensively are gonna have a very easy job. So oftentimes,
Easier in theory.
oftentimes these are gonna be very
On
limited
defense, they're gonna be
offensive
fucking
players.
huffing and puffing.
Lakers don't have a lot of draft.
We're gonna be
capital.
huffing
They
and
don't.
puffing.
But the Lakers are a team that's notorious for finding second round talent, undrafted talent notoriously.
even know if they have
They're
second
also
round
That shit
picks.
is
the biggest
literally
market
our
in the
saving
NBA.
grace because he's right. Our first rounders have been
It's
duds.
going to look worse when the defenders around Luka and Reeves are also whack. Like Rui is whack. Ayton
Smart's
is
not whack.
LeBron
On
is
defense,
whack.
on
Like on
defense,
defense,
yes.
they're and,
On defense,
You know,
they're whack.
Smart and LaRavia, you think that they should be role players at most. They shouldn't be starting.
Well,
But yes,
Rui's never
Smart's
been
not
a good defender.
No, he's not, and that's why he is a bad fit with them because
He
it
was good.
makes the
He was-
weakness.
He was good when
more.
AD was
yeah,
on the team.
he was good his prior years, bro.
I'm getting angry, man. I
Because-
miss AD.
Because like
I miss him.
I think
He was
we even
passable
we
with
even
AD.
look at that Mavericks team with Kyrie and Luka.
We know who the problem is, man. I don't know why we trying to jump around hoops with this
I don't
shit.
wanna
But
be
I ain't
a
gonna-
hater.
I ain't gonna say nothing, but we know who the problem
I'm not
is.
gonna be a hater,
Who's the
man.
problem?
I'm gonna just sit here because we talking about Rui. Like now, all of a sudden, Rui's defense is this big hoopla. Nigga, he been that. Like this, he's been not that good of a defender, but it's never been a problem, right, John? It's never been an issue. We know who the problem is. We're just not gonna say it, and that's okay.
You can say
no,
it.
it's fine. Like we're gonna just jump around hoops and call out LeBron.
He already
and call
said
out
that he regressed
Rua
too, so
and-
Let
he
it teams
you
to
know.
the finals a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that felt like a decade ago. You know what I'm saying?
It was
like
2024.
Time does fly.
Time flies.
Here's
you
the
know?
thing, though, is
who's
that-
the worst defender in that finals?
It was obviously Luka. He's also easily, by far and away, the best offensive
And
player in that
he
series.
shot 27% from three.
His teammates shot below 30%.
So he was a
Or at
part of
30%.
that.
His teammates shot
Yes.
17% on wide open threes.
And he was
They were
also a
always
part of
fake
shooting like
shooters
shit
anyways.
from
That shit was
they were.
three.
Yeah,
And
that
this
shit
is what
was
I was about
fake.
to say is that, for one, we've seen Luka be a part of great defenses. Like, yes, you can cherry pick the finals in that matchup and say, because of that final series, the Mavericks were garbage defensively. But from rounds 1, 2, 3,
1 to 3,
they
so
were
cap.
amazing defensively, and they had a great game plan. They had a great game plan against OKC. They had a great game plan against Minnesota. They had a great game plan against the Clippers. And they were really good defensively in all those three series. And what propelled them into the playoffs and making that second half run that they made was their defense.
They were a great.
front
They
court.
were a great
Especially.
defense in the finals as well.
Yes, defense, offensive rating wise, they held the Celtics to their lowest offensive
They were
rating.
great. I would say
of
that
the
they were
first three
great in the
matchups.
finals. Their issue was that
Nobody could shoot,
They
and Luka
couldn't.
didn't make his shots.
I would argue that that Boston's defense was just better.
I don't know.
Because
if they were-
Kyrie played
Boston was
bad
getting
in the-
shots, man.
Yeah.
Boston was getting looks.
Kyrie didn't play one of the finals. Luka Doncic.
The needle
he-
mover played like shit.
you had to,
yeah.
you had to see the Kyrie.
But
shit.
here's the thing: is that this kind of goes back to the point of like what John is saying is that all it took for the Mavericks to make a finals run with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving
Was Luka
Was-
shooting outrageously great?
can't do that.
was a trade deadline move to get Gafford and to get PJ Washington, who at the time when those moves happened, nobody was fucking sold at all.
On Gafford,
On the Mavericks.
everybody was moved.
No, but nobody
On the
was
Mavericks,
sold
you're
on the
cooking.
Mavericks going on a deep run after those two moves.
This is so not.
They were
2024
able
anymore.
to go on that run because they just got marginal complementary role players.
Luka was also a better shooter then.
okay. He's settling for much tougher shots.
Can we not do that?
Yeah,
Having Reeves is going to alleviate the pressure and simplify his role. So where he's taking.
No,
Yes.
he had
He has Reeves right
no.
now.
If it's a
He had
heliocentric
that
offense-
last year.
But
He
they were
had it
winning, though.
last
They were
year.
winning.
Simplify this.
No, they're
If
winning
it's a
now.
heliocentric
They're winning
offense,
games.
Which it will always
No,
be.
no,
It will
no.
always be that.
If
As
it's
long
a
as Luka is on the
heliocentric
team, it will
offense.
always be that.
Okay, yes, to a degree, yes. But if you're alleviating that to where his usage isn't 40%, if he isn't making every single decision, if he can be off the floor for 10 minutes and the offense
It's
can
not
tread
realistic.
Like,
but
listen,
go
it
ahead.
It is when you
Where
have
the
a
way-
near all NBA caliber guard who is averaging close to 10 assists a game, and his absence is also efficient from every single level of
amazing
the field
offensively.
at the same exact
He's
age.
You
amazing
make it
offensively.
sound impossible for the Lakers to build a defense around Luka.
Incorrect. You guys make it sound easy.
Yeah, that is
No,
what it is.
I don't make it. No, you guys make it
So
sound
well
super
said,
fucking
Riv.
easy.
So-
I don't make it sound
It's
impossible.
hard.
You
What
guys make it
Mavericks
sound like
did
this
was
shit.
hard.
You
One
guys
of
make
the
it sound like
best-
this shit can happen.
One of the
Okay,
best
hold on.
lineups in the-
Hold on.
My fault.
What the Mavericks did was hard. Signing Derrick Jones Jr. on a minimum was hard.
Getting
Steal.
Kyrie Irving for
Trading-
a fucking
No, that's a
layup.
steal.
Signing
Steal.
Najee Marshall was
Steal.
hard.
Trading-
Or
trading-
And Najee Marshall was after, and Luka didn't even play with him that much.
Hold on. Trading
Yeah.
for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford was real hard.
Steal.
That was hard.
Great
Steal.
deals. Great
Gamble.
deals.
It
Getting
gamble.
Kyrie Irving was
Gamble.
a fucking blessing. It was the biggest heist in outside of Luka, obviously. They got him for nothing.
Okay, and they also let Jalen Brunson walk for nothing
Fair point.
because he could have stayed there,
Fair
and the
point.
organization continually
Hey, you got
was
Kyrie.
awful
You got a better
at building
At
around
the
Luka.
time, yeah.
Their all-in move when Luka was just answering his All-NBA version of himself was trading for Kristaps Porzingis off an ACL injury, and they didn't work out.
But no, their all-in move was go in on a player that people weren't sold on and trade for Kyrie Irving. That was their all-in move.
The hard part is they got top 10 pick.
Another
started
all-in
to
move.
lose.
I was
That
going to
was the
say
hard-
another
But
all-in
that's
move.
that's the
tanking.
hard one. That's
Our
the hard
all-in
one.
move was bench Luka
That
Doncic
wasn't
for the
hard.
rest of the season. Tank.
That wasn't hard. They were ass. They were like, yo,
They
just
were
get a
ass.
Well,
top
I'm
10
saying
pick.
for the Lakers, that's going to be hard to get the top
Yeah,
10
you
pick.
can't. The Lakers cannot tank. The Lakers cannot make those gambles like the Dallas Mavericks did. The Lakers do not have draft picks. The Lakers
They
can't
do.
just go
They
out.
do have
They
draft
don't
picks.
have
That's
draft
wrong.
picks that they
After
can
this-
move. They
They
don't.
do.
They
They
don't.
do.
We're
We're
getting
not
to that
one.
point.
They can
Soon.
move that
We're
route.
soon.
They'll
Soon.
have
can.
2031.
No,
They
but
can
we
move
still
that,
have
so they
every
can
other
move
year
one
too.
of those
they'll-
picks.
they'll
They
have-
don't have a lot of draft picks to move, John. That's why they are strapped
You said
and they
they have
cannot
none.
move.
I'm telling you
no,
they
I
have some.
said they don't have a lot,
have
John. That's why they
3.
can't make
It's
any
the same
moves.
shit. It's the same
They're
shit.
sitting on their ass for a
Think
reason.
about us. The Luka trade only
They have
trading one
Jared
pick was a
Vanderbilt on
miracle.
$10 million a deal. You can't move him. You can't move Gabe Vincent. You can't move Maxi Kleber. You don't have shit to move outside of Rui. Rui
fucked
takes
up
away
roster.
a shooter. You don't have anybody to
So
move.
one of the best lineups in the NBA right now is Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Hunter.
Yes.
DeAndre.
Yes,
I
it is one of the
apologize.
best lineups.
That's one of the best
Statistically, yes.
And that
And
is
then when they
with
play against
two-
competition, they
and
fucking get
I know.
smoked.
And so with two minimum signings, with two minimums or two near minimum signs, Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton, that's one of the best lineups in the
Okay,
NBA. And
geek
you're saying it's hard to build around them.
statistics,
But it's hard
geek
to build
numbers,
around
and
them.
they still don't. And they still
No,
with
it's
that
watching the games
lineup,
good.
you still feel like as a Lakers fan, you're far removed from the top teams in the league.
Let's just be honest, John.
You're not playing that lineup in the playoffs all 40 minutes.
The basketball we played over the last month has been dog shit.
not been good.
It's been dog shit.
Yeah, but you make it sound
No,
like it's
I
near
don't.
impossible to
No,
build
I do
around Luka
not.
defensively.
No, that's
Because
not
you're
what he's
not.
saying. All he's saying is it's difficult. What
but-
you just put out, I think it's a fair
What the
argument
Mavericks
against.
did wasn't difficult to
But they
get
took
Luka
advantage
team.
of
Joel,
bad situations.
PJ Washington gamble as fuck.
That was a
Did
risk.
they gamble right? Yes.
Yes,
Coming
and you
from
get
Charlotte,
credit for that.
Gamble
But that
as
was
fuck.
crazy.
At that time, the reason why we
didn't
didn't look at it as a
trade
big
enough.
move.
Only
No, it was
three
crazy
minimum
for them,
signings.
for us to look at that move in the moment and be like, "Yo, that's the fucking move that's gonna go over there
Honestly,
and put them over the
nobody
top."
saw it coming. PJ Washington was ass in Charlotte.
Gafford was the one that collectively we all said, "Yo, he
That's a
needs a,
cool
center,
move.
But here's
shot
why
deter,
I think
protection."
that Luka and Reeves, they don't need that much complementary role players around them to
I don't disagree.
be very successful. I just think that right now the ones that are
Around
around
the
them
team.
don't fit.
Agreed.
And
Yes,
the
correct.
Lakers this offseason will have 3 tradable first round picks. You know, I have been low on what the Lakers can do. There's no doubt about that. But LeBron is off the books. Rui is off the books. Gabe Vincent is off the books. Maxi Kleber is off the books. They're going to have a lot of cap space.
It's not going to be a lot of free agents this year.
Maybe not, but like for what they probably individually need, can they get a better center? Can they get an upgrade maybe at small forward? You know,
what are the centers available to us?
Unfortunately, the good ones like Walker Kessler are going to be getting paid a lot of money.
And he's going to be a restricted free
And
agent.
he's coming off a season-ending injury.
I'm still the torn labor. I'm still signing.
And this is why I'm confused, because you guys are making it seem like it's super easy when in reality, like what we're talking about right now, it's extremely difficult. It's going to be hard.
I never once said it's super easy.
No, I'm not saying directly you're saying it, but the way it's coming off, you're making it seem like it's just going to happen like that.
Is because I do think that if you have Luka Doncic, you should be able to build around him.
Agreed.
The issue is that he got traded into a situation that was already a gloomy situation for the future.
It was not built around Luka, the situation he entered.
You cannot say that.
The Lakers had nothing going for them.
No, he's saying you can't say that.
Why can I say that?
You can't say that because in the offseason, both you two thought these were A+ moves.
They made great moves for what they could do.
And we cannot keep forgetting because we keep letting this nigga off the hook. He is also the problem. This is this energy that he's putting out this year. Dog shit. He's also a part of the problem. We keep letting him off the hook. Team rebuild. These players aren't that good. Also, Luka's energy this year has been shit. Luka has also slightly regressed. Is that not a fact?
Yes, I do think that he's not the same player he was 2 years ago.
It's not just the roster.
I think you're wrong in the sense that in their offseason, the moves they could make, DeAndre Ayton has been a good move for them this year.
He's been
Marcus Smart is a part of their best lineup.
Was available.
I mean,
given what was available, Laravia, Marcus Smart, and Ayton were great moves.
Which is why I've always been on your side on this.
Because they're going to have the same availability where it's not going to be a lot of free agents this coming offseason, which is going to make it, once again, difficult.
We did let DFS, who has played minimal amount this season,
he's been hurt.
walk away. That's what I'm saying. But we let him walk for nothing.
Yes. But overall, is what I'm saying is that
he's a perfect player we need around Luka.
The Lakers had no cap space, and they were able to bring in 3 rotational players this offseason.
And we're complaining about them now.
That was objectively great for them.
Like average to slightly above.
Like, listen, this is going to be a top 5 regular season team in the playoffs. They're not going to have enough to win probably a first round series, but ultimately, this situation, it was bad. Even with AD, when you saw the Lakers' future and their assets for the future, you're like, yeah, how the hell, once LeBron retires, are they going to be able to build around
100%.
AD in a competent roster?
100%.
So now Luka has got dropped into the situation that is already years removed from being where they need to be to actively put a roster around a superstar player.
You just thought Luka would be more efficient and effective.
Listen, I'm all for criticizing Luka on things that I think he should be better about. He's still averaging,
of course,
a 30-point triple-double
on
61% true shooting.
The numbers are incredible.
I think that Reeves, he has blossomed into an all-star and became a legitimate all-star.
I agree.
It's like those two guys, they're doing what they're doing. You know, you can knock them, but ultimately, it's the roster around them. It doesn't feel empty. It's the roster around them that needs to get better.
It feels empty if we're not winning.
The whole Laker fan base has literally been bitching for a month about it.
Basketball was miserable.
You don't look good right
now. December was one of the worst I've felt as a Laker fan going back all the way to 2022.
I think in a funny way.
Is that crazy to say?
We all agree with each other. All 4 of us right now agree with each other. I agree with you, Riv, in the sense that Luka Doncic should be better as a leader. I also believe, too, that there have been moments where in the second half of games that when you see old Reeves now on the court, there is a certain amount of fatigue he's going to have without that support. But the crux of what I want to say is that the Lakers have a very strong offensive foundation with these 2 players.
I agree.
There was once upon a time in 2023 where the Mavericks were in a similar situation. They won 38 games. They got the top 10 pick. Lakers aren't going to have that luxury most likely. However, that Maverick team was lacking talent. Their best supporting complements were Reggie Bullock, like Dwight Powell, and Dorian Finney-Smith.
It was
and
really
they traded
bad.
DFS to get Kyrie. The Mavericks back then were in a very bleak situation, and people had very similar criticisms of Luka. And the next 2 off seasons, they signed Derrick Jones Jr. on a minimum. And Luka Doncic literally turned around his career. They signed, I want to finish.
He left and was still
They signed
good.
Najee Marshall on a very low-level contract. They signed Quinn. They had Quinn Grimes for very little. It was like Tim Hardaway Jr. in a trade with the Pistons. The Mavericks found a handful of very good role players, and they were maximized because they were plopped into a situation where it was very easy to play off of those guys if you're a defensive first wing, and then offensively you had to be competent. You had to make 36% of your threes, be decent as a second side creator, and be able to finish plays. And then the Mavericks, a year later, were in the NBA Finals.
What year are you talking about?
Talking about 2020.
No, Najee wasn't on the team when they went to the
2022.
championship.
I said the next 2 years.
John, 2022
seasons. Because
Then mention Clay, right?
The
I
Mavericks
guess.
got off to a very good start in 2025 before Luka got hurt.
Yes, I agree. John,
did.
2022. Name me the three best teams in the West.
In 2023,
2022. Name me the three best teams in the West.
2022, the Warriors. 2022,
Yes,
OKC,
the
Minnesota.
Warriors, Grizzlies, and
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Name me the three best teams in the West right now.
OKC, Denver,
San
and
Antonio, and
How far removed are they from the 2022 teams? Is my point of what I'm saying is not only has the top of the West got better.
2022 though was pretty good.
It was good.
Warriors got to a 14-1
right now,
start that
but
year.
Right now,
his point is fact.
So much
OKC
better.
is better than
so
that
much
Warriors.
better right now at the top.
Nuggets, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like 2022 was a little bit different. 2024, you got it. I have no I feel like you can follow that same trend. But right now, like you mentioned it, not gonna have that top 10 pick. It's going to be, we just talked about free agency. It's going to be probably naked this year. And then on top of that, respectfully, with Luka and Austin Reaves, I feel like it's good. Luka's defense has gotten worse and worse. Like it's bad, but it's like bad along with the bad energy.
And it sucks that it's coming across like I'm shitting on Reeves. I've loved Reeves from the
Reeves
very
is a good
beginning.
player. He's a good
But
player.
It's in due part to Luka's deficiency on the defensive side that it forces me to feel this way. Because Reeves is, in a vacuum, an amazing offensive
Both of them
player.
are. And I don't-
Genuinely an amazing offensive player with very few flaws on offense. Defensively, when your counterpart is as bad defensively as Luka is, that's why I feel very pessimistic about the two being built together.
I get what you're saying, and I'm also going to agree with I never said at any point, because I think we all understand the fact they're not going to be better than the Thunder, and they're not going to be better than the Spurs. No one's going to make that argument. However, we are arguing, what Joel and I are arguing, the best thing for the Lakers moving forward is to keep Reeves and Luka. Not that they're going to be better than the Spurs, not that they're going to be better than the Thunder. So that's where I come at this, and I say to myself, you are right in a sense, but most backcourts defensively are not going to be great when it's two high-level offensive creators. So it's a balancing act. And what I'm kind of highlighting is not the fact that it's going to be a trend now in 2027 the Lakers make the finals. No. What I'm saying is that really the Lakers can turn around that supporting cast and be their best version of themselves with Luka and Austin Reaves.
I think this is what it comes down to, is the fact that being the GM for the Lakers
Super hard.
is one of the jobs that I would want the least right now. When you look at the top teams in the West, the Spurs are in a better situation with their assets, with their contracts, and their young players that they have on the roster.
They had years and years of losing. They they got this. They earned this.
Being
dog shit.
So are the Rockets. So
Another one.
So is OKC.
Another one.
And
they've had the luxury of being dog shit.
that's pretty much Denver. They just have had their championship foundation for a couple years now.
Awesome.
And that's why they've been able to stay afloat and also make some moves by, trading MPJ for Cam Johnson and stuff.
They're lit.
But the Lakers are not in a great situation to build around a star. And we're going to talk about Luka and we're going to talk about Reeves, but ultimately the situation isn't enough they don't have enough assets to properly build around them. A lot of other teams have so much more and they will continue to stockpile because the Lakers, like you mentioned, OKC, San Antonio, Houston, they were able to be bad. The Lakers were never able to have a down period. And the first round picks that they've had in the last two drafts, they have wasted them.
Here's the reality of that.
They're also paying the right guys too. Fred getting paid for Houston. OKC bringing in Caruso, having Dort and stuff like that. Bringing in Isaiah Hartenstein. San Antonio, Harrison Barnes, good vets. Like they're also making good moves on the margin.
Lakers are making good moves in the margins. Reeves is one of the best contracts in the NBA.
Reeves was
and it's about to expire.
undrafted, so it's a little different.
They gave him a 4-year, $56 million contract.
No, he was on the
That
team.
an elite contract.
He's on the team.
Reeves coming to the Lakers in the first place and being as good as he is.
The
miracle
reality of the
God.
Lakers situation is that, moving forward, they have to swing perfectly on every single move they make.
Okay.
Or else they're not going to be able to build a team
Another
around these
truth
guys.
about the Lakers and why they're stuck now. Their time to lose had passed. It was 2016, 17, 18, 19, every season up until LeBron goes to the Lakers. LeBron saves their franchise, They trade for Anthony Davis, but in trading for Anthony Davis, they trade all their assets, young assets, to go and get him. Now you have this amazing team in 2020. You win a championship. 2021, you can run it back. It's an amazing team. Number one in defensive rating. AD gets hurt. LeBron comes back 2 games before the playoffs start. He's a shell of himself. They obviously lose in the first round. 2022, you blow it up because you lose in the first round. Pelinka overextends himself, trades and guts the roster for Russell Westbrook. And that is the turning point in the franchise. 2022 is the turning point in the franchise where Pelinka was in all-in mode from every year on out, trying to salvage a terrible mistake that he made. And in 23, it kind of worked because we went to the WCF, but it didn't because obviously we didn't win a championship. And then in 24, we get Luka, 24, we lose in the first round to the Nuggets.
Yeah.
We're just not able to overcome injury as well.
They just passed playoffs.
And then
Wolves.
thank you. And then this past year, we get Luka Doncic, and we think that that's the saving grace, but we already had our years of losing.
The
That's
thing
gone.
is that like getting Luka was the only glimmer of hope the Lakers had at being competitive for the future.
And that is only a move that the Lakers could make. Let's just be honest, because we talked about it for so long. What does this team look like with Anthony Davis as the main guy? What does it look like? How are the Lakers going to overcome that?
Well, now
they got blessed.
Like, imagine if they had AD now, they'd be trending towards the top 10 pick in the draft. Like the Lakers, with how injured AD has been, like this year,
They trade him at the perfect time.
yeah,
He was
they
healthy
would
all
be
last
trending
year
towards the top 10 pick.
until
Like,
now.
like getting Luka is like the difference in them being one of the worst 10 teams in basketball and being a fraudulent but a good regular season team.
But I also want to give Pelinka his credit too, because the players he had around LeBron, around Anthony Davis, you saw how much they thrived around them, as opposed to now with Luka. As the Laker community should understand, this is going to take a couple of years to figure out, because again, we had minimal assets, but Pelinka did a decent job of putting role players to thrive around Anthony Davis. Rui Hachimura, case in point, who was awesome next to Anthony Davis. Now next to Luka and Reeves, we look at him as the odd man out because his defense is terrible. But with AD, it was passable because, of course, Anthony Davis is a generational defender, which is why I still give leeway to Pelinka. He showed what he can do. He made a bad mistake with Westbrook, but let's be real. LeBron wanted that. LeBron was the one that went to Pelinka and said, "Get me Westbrook." And from that point on, he stopped listening to LeBron.
Yeah.
He stopped listening to LeBron entirely. It's going to take some time. I do think it can get done. I believe in Pelinka, but it's not going to be this year. Like you mentioned, after this year, no Rui, no LeBron. These are strong contracts. They're going to be off the books. I think we need to give Pelinka the leeway. I don't think it's a terrible job to have, other than it's just an insane amount of pressure. You have Luka Doncic. In theory, it should be relatively simple. But Pelinka has shown that he can build around his star player, even if there may be weaknesses like potentially injury.